Yes. All right, now, oh, where are we? Yes, now we should be live.
Yay!
Yes, now we're officially live.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our next challenge for our final 9. This will be called Evan Says. You may know the rules because some guy named Simon apparently used to do this, but the contestants have been briefed on the basics. I will give them instructions to do various things, some of them hopefully embarrassing. I will either say say Evan says before, or I may not, or I may say something else before. And if they follow instructions and only do what Evan says, they remain in the game. If they don't, they're gone. And the other main rule on this is do what I say, not what I do. Anyway, Evan says, let's get started. Jay, is everyone ready in place? Because I can't see anything.
Just double checking. Cyrus is good. Peter is good. Kat is good. Brienne, Travis, Eric, Ashley, and Alex. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and Jester just entered just in time, I guess. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jester, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, you're just in time. It's you. We're basically doing Evan Says, which is a version of Simon Says. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Evan
Basically.
says, what's what?
Oh, yes. Let you go so we can see your full body real quick. See.
Gotcha.
Right here.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
You go to your room. I'm done. Go. No, don't be mouthy.
What? Only the rest can see that. What is she? Just let me know if you can see me.
Wait to see your feet.
What the hell? How are we gonna do that?
Why do you want to see your feet? Do you have a fetish?
Because we may have to ask you to do stuff. Can you go outside that door a little bit, Jester? Just open that door.
What the hell?
Okay. Then, yeah, Jester, we have to see. Yeah. Okay. Just tilt your camera down a little bit, like your laptop.
Hell.
Okay.
There you go. Let me
That'll go back. Go back. All right. That'll be good. Just let's go ahead and get started.
Jay, can you see Jester's head? Because I can't.
Yes, I can a little bit. Just to move back like 2 feet. Go back to her. Move back like 2 feet. There you go. Okay, I can see it. I can see it enough. We're good. There we go.
Let me know when we're ready, Jay.
I'm ready. We're ready.
Okay. So Evan says the game begins now. Evan says, let's stretch out a little bit. So Evan says, raise your arms above your head. You feeling that stretch? Now Evan says, let's do arm circles. And let's go in the other direction. Evan says, stretch your body just like that to the left.
No, I messed up.
Okay, thank you, Capriana. See, Cat is out.
Evan says, go to the right.
Wait, hold.
Evan says, touch.
Wait, Ashley. Well, Amy, you see, Ashley went the wrong direction, I guess, right?
I'm going to the right. I'm to the right.
Okay, you are. Maybe it's just weird. Oh, you're in reverse. You're fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think her and Cyrus are in reverse.
Okay, cool. All right. All right.
Okay, stand back up.
Oh, we
Evan
didn't get
says-
the last bit of instruction because there was talking over. Can you repeat what the last one was? After stretching to the right?
Stand back up.
So everyone who stood up is out, right?
Eric, Alex, and Jester all stood up.
We missed an instruction while you guys were talking to Al.
Yeah, I just
Yes,
asked
okay.
that. If you could repeat the
Right,
last
he repeated it. He didn't say Evan said stand up. He said stand back up.
well, I was still leaning over to the right. You said something
To
after
the
that,
right.
but I didn't hear what
It
that
was touch your
instruction-
toes. Touch your toes. We'll start from there. Touch your toes. There you go. That's it.
Say that again?
It was Evan says touch your toes. So everyone go to your toes. So let's go from there.
Okay, Evan says scratch your head in puzzlement.
What?
What?
Scratch your head. Switch arms.
Jester switched arms.
Evan says put your hands on your knees.
Jester's out. He said switch arms. He didn't say Evan says.
Oh. Evan says touch your toes. Evan says hands on hips. Touch your shoulders. Evan says do a jump to the left and then a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips and hold your knees in tight.
Time, work time.
Evan says hop on your right leg. Evan says hop on both legs. Evan says cross your arms while you're hopping on both legs. Uncross your arms. Stop. Evan says stop. Evan says bark like a dog.
Barf, barf.
That's enough.
It's gonna be really hard to hear him with people barking.
Evan says shut up. How many we got left, Jay?
We have 2, 4, 6, 7. Why do we have? Wait. We have 2, 4, 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
Only 2 out so far are Jester and Cat.
Wow. Okay, very good. Amy says spin in a circle.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? It's like you said Amy.
I
Yeah.
did say Amy.
Okay.
There's no way you do. I'm sorry, I didn't have anything.
Okay. Evan says do jumping jacks. Evan says stop. Touch your knees. Evan says touch your shoulders. Touch your head. Evan says touch your shoulders. Evan says put your arms up above your head. Put your hands on your hips. Put your hands behind your head.
Really
Evan says raise your arms. Evan says hold your arms out to the sides. Do circles.
Good for you, Abby. That's so wonderful. I'm so glad to know. Yeah, so
I don't know what that was. Evan says whoever the hell is talking, be quiet. Evan says
Shut up.
Evan says no more talking. Evan says cross your arms. Evan says turn in a circle. Keep turning. Go in the other direction.
Ashley, he didn't say Evan said to keep turning.
He never said Evan said, he said Evan said turn in circles. He never said
He
Evan
said-
said stop. So
He
I
said
kept going
Evan
in
said turn
circles.
in a circle, and then he said keep turning.
I heard keep in circles. It's hard to hear, but okay,
Mhm.
I'll turn it off.
Hands on your head. Evan says stick your fingers in your ear. Evan says stick your fingers in your nose. Eat a booger.
Yeah, I mean, first.
Evan says jump up and down. Evan says move to one foot. Move to the other foot. Stop. Evan says stop. Evan says get on hands and knees. What the fuck is this? Evan says make sure the camera can see your legs.
This is so wrong.
Evan says stretch your right leg out behind you. Put it down. Put your left leg behind you.
Hi, buddy. Can we go out here and watch TV?
Evan says put it down.
What? I'm sorry. What did you just say? Couldn't hear. Somebody was talking.
Come on.
Whoever
Can we-
was talking is out. Evan said no more talking.
Can we just all go on mute so we can just hear Bill and not background noise?
That's how it should have been a long time ago.
Evan says yes.
Thank you.
Evan says sit up on your knees and face the camera. Evan says turn to the right. Turn 180 degrees away from the camera. Evan says turn right. Evan says turn to the front. Evan says turn to the left. Evan says get in push-up position. Do 3 push-ups.
Brianna's out.
Evan says stand up. Evan says he's too old for this. Evan says arms above your head. Arms on your shoulders. Evan says arms on your knees. Evan says hands on your toes. Stand up.
On Bill,
Evan
one
says-
second. I was gonna say something before you do the push-ups. Alex didn't turn all the way back to the front, so I'm gonna have to call that. Sorry. I did see that. I was gonna call it out, but then Brianna got out. But yeah, Alex, you didn't turn all the way back to the front when he said Evan says, so I do have to count that.
Evan asks, are we ready to go again?
1 second, yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, sorry, we're good to go. I just had to let Alex know before that. Was
Okay.
yeah. I was you were just going lots, so I had to.
Evan says how many are left? I guess I'm not gonna know. Okay. Evan says arms above your head. Jay says arms to your side. Evan says put your arms down. Put your arms up. Evan says do circles with your arms while they're up. Go the other way. Evan says put your hands on your knees. Evan says put your hands on your hips. Rotate your body to the right. And then the left. Face front again. Evan says face front again. Evan says touch your toes again. Stand up. Evan says stand up. Evan says stand on one foot. Evan's not going to do it because he's a gimp. Hop around in a circle. Evan says hop around in a circle. Bend down. Do the twist. Evan says do the twist.
Is
Evan
Oh,
says,
1 second. Did you say Evan says hop around, right?
I'm sorry?
1 second. Amy, did you see what he said? Evan says hopping around. Travis was not doing that. I did notice that, yeah. So yeah.
You said Evan hop around in a circle, right? And I did one circle.
Yes, he didn't say to stop spinning in circles. So, or you said hop around, yeah. I don't know. What do you want to call him that?
But a circle is just a circle. I did a circle. You didn't say circles.
Evan says judges' decisions are final.
Okay.
Are we good? Jake?
You're good.
Okay. Evan says continue to twist and put your hands on your shoulder. Evan says do your best version of the Macarena. How are those versions of the Macarena, Amy?
I mean, they're like a 5 out of 10, but
Okay. Well, you know, that's good. Stop doing the Macarena. Everybody vote. Evan says, everybody vote. Spin in a circle 3 times. Evan says, I hope you're still doing the Macarena. Evan says, stop doing the Macarena. Evan says, arms out. Evan says, do 5 deep knee bends. Evan says, spin around 5 times. Evan says, take a minute to get your balance. Evan says, hands on knees. Hands on hips. Evan says, hands on toes. Hands on head. Evan says, hands on knees. Evan says, put your arms out. Touch your head. Arms back out. Touch your knees. Evan says, hands on your hips. Evan says, let's hop around again. Evan says, stop. Evan says, Take a rest. Jay, how many we got left?
We got two, Cyrus and Eric.
Oh, okay. So you want to keep going with this, or you want me to use a tiebreaker question?
I don't either. What do you feel?
Let's do this for a couple of more minutes.
Okay, I'm good at that.
Put me on 3 minutes.
Sounds good.
Evan says, starting now. Hands on your hips. Evan says 2 steps to the right. Come back 1 step to the left. Evan says hands on your shoulders, hands on your knees. Evan says cross your arms, stretch your fingers. Evan says twist to the side. Stretch those muscles out. Keep stretching. Hands on your head. Evan says hands on your knees.
Wait, hold on. Bill, you did say keep stretching, right? As in that means they had to stop? Because you
No,
didn't
I
say
said
Evan says keep stretching.
Keep stretching.
So Evan said you didn't say Evan says keep stretching, right?
No.
So that means Cyrus is out, which means Eric has 1 immunity. Okay, Cyrus did keep stretching during that.
Congratulations, Eric.
Didn't
You
think you were
guys
gonna work.
almost outdid me there.
Apparently, I didn't need to go to the gym today.
Good. We're very concerned about your mental, physical, and spiritual health here. So I'm glad that was helpful.
I'm just a little confused because when you said, when Bill said like keep stretching, I was just doing the past action that Bill said before, so which was continue like twisting. So
Yeah, so
I mean,
that means
well,
we gotta
Evan
do
said
the
all rules are final.
yes. Yes, and so you see Evan he says Evan says keep stretching. So he said he didn't say to keep stretching, so you stop. It's the point to trick you up a little bit.
but he also didn't say stop, so that's where like I'm a little confused for.
Well,
Whatever. Congrats, Eric.
yeah, I say it. Just we'll talk about it, but just give us a few minutes and we'll come back. Okay, let me go off live and yeah.